All right, good morning. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have a lot to cover today. Fabulous meeting. If somebody will grab the lights for me.
I will.
So we have 37 listings. 7900 North Stadium Drive, Unit 61 for 139. Danny Pleason.
Man, let's start that down so fast. It is so good. So good.
$1545 Birdsall, 305,000. Jessica Baker. Nice backyard.
Seems really low for that. It must be close to the railroad.
305.
Yeah,
Let's see.
that's really low.
It says after the railroad tracks.
Oh, it is, okay.
You can tell by that sound. But still, it's really pricey.
Well, but they priced it to sell it now.
Real price.
So that is a great
It's
deal.
1426 square feet, so it's not very big.
So
5522 Dumfries in Maryland Estates, Meyerland area. 385 Ina Perlman. $1139 Lehman in Shepherd Park Plaza. 435 Eileen Hartman.
Sorry, I just put my mouth. I didn't have them, green the grass because it's not. It's been a rental for several years, so it's a little rough, but really good space. Priced pretty well. I have an offer in already.
What the heck?
Wow.
Oh, it was doing that during our classes. I need to call John.
5610 Chena in Maplewood South. 479 Rena McLaughlin. That's cute.
Okay.
$1430 Studewood in the Heights. 509 Megan Cornelius.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm honest with that.
Every time it does, it just makes us say, last time.
I know, right? One more meeting.
One more
This is
meeting.
my last one.
15807 Hidden Cove in Barker's Landing. 529.9 Sandy Parker. Yeah, don't be sad. He just came up here, so I know he's at his desk. Let's see, Lamar Tower, Unit 213, 535, Marsha Alexander. 1672 square feet.
As bad as an agent.
I know.
I
No offense,
I told her not to.
See, it was
Still an agent.
perfectly fine a minute ago.
Just give me a second.
Just like a value.
I told him not to call you, that you were gonna scream at him.
That was his version.
Because they are so busy putting in stuff, can you imagine, at the new building?
I did that.
Oh, yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
I'm trying to stay away from them.
I got in trouble.
You don't ask me.
Okay, 2107 Woodhead in Indiana Grove, area 559, Jessica Davis. One more week. One more week. Look at that huge rooftop deck.
Yeah.
It's changed. I know.
House is sticky. 6833 Academy in Ayrshire, 579 Thomas Claffey.
So it's just.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. $17.45 Longacre in Timber Creek, $5.99 Jennifer Lucio. $46.02 Pine in Post Oak Terrace, $6.50 Headley Carpus. Wow. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
1209 Country Road 230 in Sargent. $6.95 Christine Rout. Sargent
Wait,
Beach.
where is
This is
that?
County Road.
This
Is
is
this Angela
Angela
Longo?
This is
Longo's
Angela.
house.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
this
what I
is
thought.
Angela.
Matagorda County.
And Meg Gordon, yeah. She's digging around. She's there.
Lake Jackson.
It's gonna go out. How much? Yeah, hold that.
Hold, please. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. This is Angela Longo's house. Adorable.
How do you get to Matagorda?
I think it's 288.
288?
288.
Okay.
288 or go through the board members, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
more than
Oh,
basic.
but on 59, that's,
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I know. That's what I thought, but I just,
It's still kind of a weak month.
that's right. I celebrate mine for at least a month.
Today's Ed's actual birthday.
Who?
It's Ed. Did you see Melcher?
Oh, Edna.
Great photos.
Hopefully we'll get more.
Gorgeous.
They're enhanced.
Yeah, it says 288 to Lake Jackson. Yes.
that something we can get to?
Which one, this one?
Study times or real estate?
Yes.
It is. Because that's got video in it, so that video clips. It's making it.
Oh, okay.
Hold, please.
Yeah, I think I know.
That's just the website. Yeah, that, okay. Yeah, it's in my email, so.
Oh, you
Just close those two.
Let's check.
Hold, please. Fan
All right.
of work. There we go.
Okay, 14139 Heatherfield in River Forest, 695, a lot. Stephen Worrell.
I like how they lighten a lot.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. Oopsies.
So we got that one, that's that other side.
Oh, it's supposed to be the ninth.
Yeah.
It's just the ninth.
Yeah, there is. Okay.
And that's what it's called.
So this one right here. I haven't played that yet. That's just this one, Sudbury's Realty.
See how it's video. Let's try. Sorry. Watching that.
That's all right. Yes, I was so organized.
Okay, 1907 Sol Ross in Montrose area, 699.9 Mike Spear.
Ooh, I
Look
love
how
it.
adorable.
Yeah,
cute?
super cute. Inside's cute too. Really cute. Oh,
It's a bungalow.
yeah, it is what it is. At least
So
something.
cute.
That's very cute. What is that? How much
So
is
what?
that?
$699.
Yeah.
So
Hey, you like it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it is.
brick.
Look at the little
And it's
porch.
all brick.
See that
That's
porch?
super cute. Has nothing to live in. Four bedrooms. Wow.
5702 Bering Circle and the Bering Circle Patio Home, 799 Suzanne Cade. $13.15 Willard in Montrose, 849.9 Mike Spear.
Oh, there you go. Here's your house, Suter. Look.
No, I don't want any more pools.
Tired of taking care of the
We're
pool.
done with the pool.
That is a cute house.
Love the light.
Well, that's a good budget. This is cute.
That is really cute.
308 Woodland and also in the Heights, 875 Joanne Lamons.
The last one was not the Heights. This one
Ah,
was Montrose.
Montrose.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
$815 Ashland in the Heights, 925 Leanne Salmons.
One, can I call two?
That's really cute. Lots of.
Oh, that's a big yard for that part of town.
3611 Coronado Court, 925.
It's Rondo Court.
Coronado.
In West U.
Coronado.
Rondo Court.
Yes.
It's a bear.
It's not very typical West U looking.
Yeah, what is that on the wall?
Seagrass, it looks
Yeah,
like.
Like
Yeah.
seagrass on
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's nice. And the ceiling.
and the ceiling, all the walls.
33 North Creekside Court, 925. Cindy Fremo.
I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. This is in a small gated community right behind Home Depot off of I-10. It is part of Spring Valley, and it is zoned to Memorial High School. And they are patio homes that were extremely well built. And my seller bought this about 5 years ago and did a lot of renovations to the house. I had a showing on Saturday. I think they're gonna make an offer. It is also elevator capable, which I didn't know, nor did my seller know.
Wow.
But that bar right there goes up to the second floor to a closet, and that would be the
Wow.
elevator. The couple that's probably gonna make the offer, I think this is very interesting. They're in their late 70s and they're just getting married.
Oh,
And
there's hope for everyone.
They want a two-story home.
Elevator capable, she said.
That's really
Very good.
not track homes.
They don't want a yard to take care of, so voila. You know?
726 Sue Barnett in Garden Oaks, 988.5. David Adkins.
Wow, look at that pool.
Wow.
That's incredible stuff. Big old pool.
Looks like he's in the pool.
Very
Might be.
Maybe he did.
That was so big. Sue Barnett's a nice street.
Very
Got a
beautiful.
giant yard,
Yeah.
even after the pool. Must be a good house right there.
Three oh four Malone in Rice Military, 998, and Singleton.
This house, y'all, is just fabulous. It is so gorgeous. This was under contract, and this buyer kind of goofed around and never could get a loan.
Oh, brother.
And it is just a really, really nice house. It was one of Vicky's builders' house, and it's only, I think it's 3 years old, but
One of whose buildings?
Vicky
Arizona.
not her husband's, but one of the builders that she represents. It's extremely well built. Has a beautiful yard, first floor living, a driveway. It is what we call the trifecta.
Yeah, it's got an elevator, it looked like, too. What's the address on this one?
And it's in a
304
great
maybe?
area. It's in the early blocks, so it's closer to
Yep.
Memorial than it is to, and if you look at, did you show is there a picture of the office in here? Did you get to that yet? Let's see. Okay, see the workout room there?
Yeah.
All of those cabinets on either side were added, and they're all push. You just push the doors and they open.
Backslash, yeah.
It's a fabulous house.
Is this the office you're talking about?
That's a better one.
No, where the bikes were. It's really meant to be an office. They have it, they're using it as an exercise room, but it's got all this great storage. Nice. Yeah, it's just a
The one
phenomenal.
where the bikes were.
Where the exercise bikes were.
Oh, okay.
It also has a third floor game room with almost a full kitchen in it. So it could be a mother-in-law suite.
4528 Holt, In Bel Air, 1,189,000, Headley Carpus.
So this one had a less than 5 inches. And it's right. Less than 5 inches, what, across
Of
the whole
water.
first floor?
The whole first floor was redone.
It doesn't look like the floors were, but they don't, when they have those stone, they don't do anything.
Sheetrock was done. Real pretty. Beautiful.
I'm trying to see what-
12418 Huntwick in Frostwood, 1,003,000, South Michek. Twenty-one thirty-one Bancroft in Bancroft Estates, 1,399,500, Robert Bland. Twenty-five oh five Pelham in River Oaks, 1,495,000, Lucy Porterfield.
This one that is the original owner, she's 92 years
Wow.
old, who lives in the house. Her parents bought it from the original developer, and it's paint and form, which did a lot of houses on North and South Boulevard, and then they were coming to River Oaks, and this was the house they were building for themselves, and then they sold it as a spec to her father. And so she is moving out, she is hoping someone will restore it, I don't know what's gonna happen. But it is, it hasn't been screwed up, it has air conditioning, it has a new roof, it has copper gutters she's put on recently. The bathrooms are original, but again, it hasn't been messed up. The kitchen still has a little ironing board in it. Do you know somebody that wants
Ah,
to
look
store
at
it?
that.
We
Bet
have
somebody
the
wants
history,
that
we have the
vintage.
original plans,
Oh.
and it is just, you know,
Wow.
it's been maintained. The garage was called the car room, and it doesn't have doors on it, because it used to open out. But the utility room is in the garage. It is a sweet house, it's open today, 12 to 2.
Wow,
Look
that's
at
good
the attic,
storage.
it's huge storage, I mean, it's,
I
there's a
see.
big stairs to the attic.
So she still lives there?
She lives there. She's 92, but she lived there with her parents, and then she
Wow.
divorced with 5 children, and,
Oh my God.
the, 8 of them all lived in the house together.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
That's an interesting
So it's
story.
really, it's just, it's a great block of houses.
Oh my gosh.
That's an
Well, but that
interesting
also
story.
tells you she loves that house, so
Yes,
if your
she does.
buyer's gonna tear it down, please don't tell her.
Don't tell her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never got her.
Okay, 5075 Fieldwood, 1,735,000, Suzanne Cade. $262 Bryn Mawr Circle in Hunters Creek, $1,949,000, Cynthia Bigelow.
Good photo.
I didn't used to have this listing.
Wow, that's pretty.
Mhm.
3011 Ferndale, $1,975,000, Katinka.
Y'all, this is a phenomenal house. We had it listed before with another company. And it was listed too high, but they've come to their senses and they really want to move to Florida. It's a very large house, it's 6,700 square feet. It's got a generator. It's got 540 square feet guest quarters with a separate entrance. This has so much to offer. It's great for entertaining, 3 living spaces, 3 entertaining areas in the living room. It is humongous. And we're having an open house on Thursday from 12 to 2. They've got beautiful, beautiful art in there. Just want to come for that alone. This is Carl Moritz. And if you know him, this is their house. So they're ready to move on, and it's a great price for this area. It's truly a wonderful home.
Is this Carl Moore's house?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
where are they moving to?
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, well, there you go.
So they're ready to move on, and it's a great street, all new construction. We're going to be building an HEB there soon, as you know, in Upper Kirby. So it is a very big house, and that's been a problem. Not everybody wants a large house like this.
Yeah.
2706 West Grove in Greenway Plaza area, $1,999,500, Walter.
Yep, this is gonna be open today from 12 to 2. West Grove, if you don't know what that is, that's the little Horseshoe Street, right off of Westheimer, just east of Westland. This street, it backs up to the patio homes on Essex Terrace. But it's a 2-story home. It's a builder's own, it's his own home. So it has, all the bells and whistles. The first floor living, and then a very nice pool, patio, high-end appliances, very nice floor plan.
Wow, look at that
Has
shower.
all has the current look. So, anyway, swing by today. It'll be open from 12 to 2.
It's a great shot. Beautiful.
Look at that. Really, banana door.
It has those, the windows and the living area downstairs they all hold out, so it's a nice blend of the indoor and outdoor.
Walter, move that photo up, it's a great
Yeah, that's
photo.
a great photo. Beautiful.
2148 Luskin in River Oaks, $2 million, Walter.
This is also gonna be open today from 12 to 2, and if you have anyone looking for a deal in River Oaks, this is a deal. It is worth more than this, and we're starting to show it today. It's priced at maybe even a little below the lot value. So I'm anticipating a lot of activity, and the house itself is a nice sized house. It would need some updating, but older home, corner of Luskin and Denman. But this is an exceptional value. My phone's been ringing off the hook. So if you have anybody looking in River Oaks, this is their opportunity. It could get a nice house at lot value, or a building site. But it's a 5-bedroom house, and it also has an attached adjoining little guest apartment with it.
That's how much?
$2 million. What? The lot's a little over 13,000 feet.
Here's the guest apartment.
I never heard Walter say, this is a great deal.
It was listed before, a while back for over 3 million. Which was ridiculous.
$3905 Marlowe in West U, $2,049,000, Lisa Bear.
This is the new street, new construction now completed. That was showed up last week. It's actually, yeah.
$5409 Valerie in Braeburn Country Club Estates, $2,975,000, Headley Carpus.
Is this the one with the big movie theater?
Well, it looks like it should have one.
Was it Valerie that had the Star Wars, or am I merging properties?
No, that's what it said.
Star Wars one had the clay walls or something.
And oh no, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Anyway,
hard to
you
forget
remember?
that, huh?
I was thinking that was the address. So this is a relist. I don't know if
Maybe
you,
the prices.
yeah, if you reduce the price,
It's a good photo of that.
and it's a great house. It's got everything you can even imagine.
What is that? Oh my God.
That's all the
See,
brand.
That's the rack.
See, equipment.
Right.
Wow.
That's the, yeah, it's a Brainiac run. It is a high tech,
Great house.
yeah, it's really neat.
Look how big the yard is beyond this.
Yeah. Great for entertaining. Those lots are so big on that home.
Some of them are, but
8726 Stable Crest in Staplewood, $3,008,000, Bobby Frank.
This house has 8,261 square feet. It's got 6 bedrooms, 6 baths,
big house.
and a half bath, the powder room. The first day we had it, I had 2 appointments. Both of them had similar comments. They thought the house had a lot of quality, and they thought the layout was excellent. And the other thing that they liked was where it is within Staplewood. The home was built in 2000, but it's really got a lot of square footage, a lot of room, and just beautifully done. When they first bought this, Martha Adger had the listing. This has been about 7 years ago, and the decor was much more contemporary and was beautiful. And now they've come in and done something totally different, which I think speaks very well for the home because it can house any kind of decor. The backyard is well done because it's mostly patio and pool with gardens and a summer kitchen. So entertaining back there would be absolutely great.
Very nice.
3649 Chevy Chase in River Oaks, $6,995,000, Walter.
Yeah, this is, it's actually, we're offering it as one lot, but it can be met with River Oaks property owners. They say it can be split into 2. So you could have possibly 2 20,000 plus square foot lots here. You know, or it's so rare to get a lot this size in River Oaks in this location. It's just under an acre. We're not showing the house, it's in an estate, but it's just a beautiful lot, great location. Like I said, over 40,000 feet. Someone, if you have anybody looking to build a custom.
Or somebody plays tennis, it's got a
Yeah, it's
tennis
got a
court.
tennis court right there on the side.
Yeah.
And, so
A tennis
anyway,
player would be great.
this is something that doesn't come up very often. So, and if they don't want an acre, they could split it into two.
Eighty-eight twenty-three Harness Creek, 12,000,005, Kelly Geithner.
So this is Kelly's La Perche that y'all have seen on Sotheby's Homes and Sotheby's Realty, but this is the first time that it's been able to go into MLS with a very large price reduction. It is now at 12.5. It used to be in the upper 20s. This home has an incredible amount of square footage, 20,000 square feet. But for the lack of sounding silly, it really could be a lovely family home. It does have the open kitchen with a den. It has 2 large living areas. It has a music room, master's down with a study, and then upstairs there's 4 more bedrooms with their private baths, quarters, game room, and then a beautiful multi-tiered, hardscape with the pool and all backing to the Bayou and then Houstonian. But it's a beautiful home. So let Kelly know it's at a totally different price point. So we're really hoping that this will bring more traffic than we've had for the last couple of years. That's his study. The theater room's upstairs, and then it has its own separate foyer and bar. That's the game room. Oh yes, and then there's a wine room down below and also a tea room. There's the tea room.
Turkish bath.
Where's this located?
In Stablewood on Harness
Harness
Creek. These are the
Yeah,
secondary
straighten it out.
bedrooms.
Who's listing this as?
Kelly.
I'm sorry,
Kelly
Kelly.
Geiger.
Years.
I mean, were the owners Persian? From Iran?
Sorry?
Where the owners from? Iran, right? I figured that. Beautiful.
It is a truly beautiful setting. They've had weddings and hosted 300-400 guest events on this multi-tiered hardscape. It's pretty incredible. So please.
What's the lot size on that one?
Yeah.
Is that
I
it?
know the house is
20,000?
20, there you go,
So that's the
75.
house, okay. Wow.
That's the last one.
Yeah, straight into it, yeah.
Okay, any other new listings? Walter?
Well, I have a new old listing. This property I have in River Oaks at 3940 Inverness. It's been pending for quite some time, and just to give you all some background, it had been under contract with a previous buyer for the list price. The buyer did not close, and so the sellers went to closing. They closed, and then apparently the buyer didn't want to close, but he didn't want anybody else to have the house either. So he went and put a cloud on the title, and the title said he had just an affidavit filed at the courthouse. Let the world know that so-and-so has a right to buy this house. Put a cloud on the title. We can't sell the house until that cloud is removed. There's been a lawsuit for about a year now. It went to trial 2 weeks ago, and the seller won. Yeah, but it took a year and about $20,000 a month in attorney's fees. So there are real damages here. So now that we're trying to settle that, but now we should be able to close within about 30 days. It has to be of that recorded. But now the buyer that we've had, we've had under contract since then, now they're not gonna move forward. I don't know what their circumstance, they might have gotten overextended. I'm not sure what their deal is. So it will be coming back on the market. So if you have anyone, it's probably over 3 acres on Inverness. The house there, if you have anybody, the house right in front of it, it's in the back, it's the Breen home. Laura Sweeney has that listed. Someone could buy the Breen home, take this down in the back and have just a huge, huge lot. The house, we're offering it as a lot. It did, the lower level flooded during Harvey. And so honestly, it is kind of a mess right now, but both of our previous buyers were buying it as a lot. So, but that'll be
What's the
coming
price
on.
on it again?
It's, it'll be 5,995.
How big is the lot?
It's over 3 acres, but again, a lot of that,
Right.
it backs the bio. It has like probably one of the biggest pools in North America. And literally, they have a boat.
You can go on a boat,
You can go on a boat.
In the pool?
And a tennis court, and a party pavilion. I mean, it is an entertaining, great entertaining house. So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. I've just got a few quick announcements and I want to, before we start. Katinka Ralton,
Yes.
raise your hand. She talked about her listing. She is coming to us from Heritage, Texas, and she will be working partners with Gail King. Right there. Yay, we're glad you're here, Katinka. Dawn Smith, where's Dawn?
Right here.
Oh, Dawn, there you are. Dawn joins us from Janice Jamail Realty. And a lot of you who are young may not remember Janice, but she was a huge realtor in town. And so we are thrilled you're with us. Great to be here. Thank you. Okay, just a few more notes and then, oh yeah, where is Lynn? You asked
Gail,
Lynn Sullivan.
will you grab her?
Sorry,
Thanks,
Gail,
babe.
you're sitting in the
Hot seat.
hot seat right there.
And then the boss.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, come on in.
Oh, come on up here.
Happy summer.
Yay, no kidding.
And the cool front coming in, so
Yay.
yay.
Excited about that.
So, we really appreciate being here. Hope you enjoyed the breakfast that Chef Swanee. I swear, we just love him too. But I'm really appreciative of each and every one of you who have continued to support Alamo Title and our efforts there. We have such an amazing team and such great support throughout the entire business. One of the things, I was talking to Jack, I think Jack and a few other people that, we just went through a physical relocation of our office this past weekend. We had 2 days. You guys were so fortunate, you had 2 weeks. But I
Well, the
was,
staff has 2 days.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing IT department. So
Yes.
that's the thing, once IT is all up and working, you feel like you can continue to do business. But what I was going to offer to some of you who might not have the facilities at home is that if you need a conference room, if you need any sort of, in this interim period, office support such as, equipment and things like that, or you need to meet a client for some reason, in a conference setting, please call me. We're right down the street. Our new location is 4265 San Felipe, which is the old Whitney Bank building. Now it's known as the Omaha National or Omaha Mutual Building. And of course, the title companies have offices in that building for many, many years. So we're real excited about the location. And hope that we can do business with each of you very, very soon. Really appreciate it.
Well, that's a nice offer.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you.
nice. Thank
And
you.
I'm serious, but
We
for
might be there.
conference rooms and other things, my cards and our
I'm here
movie
this
cards
month.
are out here. Just call me in advance so we know you're coming. And we'll be happy to set something up for you if you need it. I know they've orchestrated the move on all levels, but sometimes things come up.
But if they're in town and they need a room, because they can go to Memorial, but if they don't want to.
Yeah, but if they're, we're right here, so
Thank you.
please take us up on
What
that.
are the streets it's between?
I'm sorry.
You're on
The
the
street,
street.
it's
Right
it's
where-
right on.
across from.
Right across from St. Regis,
Yeah.
directly
Just
across.
across from Liberty Kitchen, of the
Right
landmark.
before the
Yeah.
railroad track.
And we're all up and running. We moved on Friday after business hours, and I had 3 closings yesterday, so
Wow, wow.
it works.
That's what I told Robin Connor was calling.
11th floor.
Robin Connor was calling John. I said, "Ooh, you're gonna get screamed at." Connor, she got to call IT. I try not to call John or
They're a little
Andrew.
stressed out.
I don't wanna call.
During that time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just let them.
But that
do
is
their
a
thing.
nice offer if they're in
Oh, I
town and
appreciate
they need some space.
More
That's-
happy to.
We appreciate it.
How
Thank you.
about like if we need a place to sleep or?
I
know where you
So
live.
get some for me too. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
y'all,
Thank
thank you. Okay, just some reminders. Don't forget, Tiffany gifts are getting packed up and next week, so if y'all think ahead. If you think you're gonna have a closing, get your Tiffany gifts, get any promotional items you need for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Get them in advance because we are gonna have them packed up. Somebody asked me for something the other day and unfortunately, I've already packed up my desk and I went, oh, Lord. And I couldn't get it. I mean, it's in the bottom of some box. So, think ahead, and if you need those Tiffany gifts, because we are gonna have to pack them up, okay? Also, Joan Holcomb, where's Joan? There she is. Joan has these beautiful portraits and paintings in our office. If you would like to, she is selling all of them, right, Joan? She is selling them. If you would like one of her paintings, some of them have already been sold, but please look at them. She is moving them out this weekend. So if you want them, please get them before this weekend. Okay?
Kiki's holding her 24-to-5 Brentwood open this evening from 4 to 6 for a wine and cheese party. And she's making a donation for for each person who attends, she's donating to her favorite charity, Deck the Rooms.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
It's open 4 to 6.
Okay, now, this is gonna be, I just wanna remind y'all, next week is our last office meeting in this building. Yes. Our first office meeting, our next office meeting will not be until August 20th. Y'all, it'll be July 30th next weekend, and we will not have another office meeting until August 20th. So, on August 20th, we will not be able to preview 4 weeks of listings. I'm sorry.
That's the first thing I thought of.
So what we're going to do is for the August supposedly 6th meeting, we're gonna send y'all a list with links so that you can click on it and you can see all of our new listings, okay? And then for the supposed meeting on the 13th, we're going to do the same thing.
Perfect.
So y'all will be able to see our new listings, we're just not gonna be able to talk about them. Then on the 20th, we will see our past week's listings. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, I just don't think we can take enough time for 4 weeks of listings to go over it. Also, for those of you who are out on camera, Amagi is having to set up and, believe it or not, get a whole new server system for us to broadcast our sales meeting. And they are in the process of doing that right now. However, they do not think it will be done by August 20th. So August 20th, we will not be able to broadcast the sales meeting, the first sales meeting. So please make plans on coming in. We would love to see y'all. We're gonna have a big special event. It's all gonna be fun. So y'all come in August 20th. I wanted to let y'all know, we will not be able to broadcast August 20th. Okay? So we expect to see a huge crowd at Amegy. We would love that. Please come in on the 20th. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm turning the meeting over to the smart people. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine, yeah. Okay, so I have a couple of questions. These are hard questions. I really need you to pay attention, and I want you to raise your hand, okay? Who would like to make more money and work less? Okay. Who would like to have a continuous flow of buyers and sellers coming to you at all times? That's it? Hello, wake up. Okay, buyers like to buy, but they hate to be sold, right? So how would you like to learn, or would you like to learn how to stop selling? Raise your hand. I need to wait. Okay, so if you answered yes to any of these questions, then we really want to encourage you to participate in our Ninja Selling Installation that's going to happen September 24th through the 27th. And over the next couple of weeks, even through the move, you're going to slowly get some information on a weekly basis about just exactly what Ninja Selling is. The way I've kind of summarized it, I've read the book, but I'm going to do the actual installation with you guys in September. It's really a professional and a personal lifestyle change. It helps you maintain your sanity in this crazy, crazy world while increasing what you're earning per hour. So that's kind of how I've summarized it and what it's meant for me so far. Hold on one second. But we've got a video with the founder, Larry Kendall, that I'd like for y'all to watch right now. And then we'll hold on one second. And we'll have some testimonials, and that's going to be much fun. Come on, everybody.
Hello and welcome to Ninja Selling. My name is Larry Kendall, and over 20 years ago, we created a selling system designed to help you increase your income per hour so you can have a life. In fact, the name Ninja Selling comes from one of our top salespeople who had the highest income per hour of anybody I've ever worked with, and his nickname was the Ninja. Today, we have over 50,000 Ninja Selling graduates in the United States, Canada, and Spain. Ninja Selling is a very user-friendly selling system that will give you predictable results, regardless of your personality, regardless of the market that you're in. If you work the system will work for you. Ninja Selling is built around 4 guiding principles. Principle number 1 is to help you attain personal mastery. For your business and for your life to improve, we're going to help you learn how to run your brain, how to manage your emotional energy, and especially how to manage your vibe that is picked up by your customers. For your life and for your business to improve, you have to improve. Principle number 2 is to help you stop selling. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold. And so we'll teach you a way to be very effective in selling without selling. Principle number 3 is our business strategy, which is designed to help you create a continuous flow of buyers and sellers coming to you. And principle number 4 is to be customer-centric, knowing how to read the customer, the science of the customer, how they think, how they make decisions, and how to use a buyer and seller process that will teach you, that will give you predictable results with buyers and sellers. Would you like to have a 6-figure income per month and still have a life? Many of our ninjas are achieving this. If you would like to achieve it as well, Ninja Selling is for you. We hope to see you on the Ninja path. Thanks.
All right, and Walter, do you want to go ahead and come on up, sir? Walter is one of our very own ninjas, and he's got a little testimonial for you guys.
Thank you. Have any of y'all ever experienced sunburn?
Yes. Right now.
Yeah. Have you ever given anyone sunburn? I went to this the Ninja seminar in Modesto last January, and I came back from that. If you've been to a seminar or heard a great sermon at church or something, and you just get so fired up, and you're there. Start thinking of people who need to be in that room there, right there with you. And the whole time I was at this Ninja seminar, I was thinking, you know who needs to be here is Marilyn and Tom and Robin and Robin. And so I got back to the office and I called the meeting and said, okay, y'all, I gave them all sunburn. I just said, we have got to do this. And so, you know, I signed up for it in January and I flew to, they have these installations all over the country, but I went and it's a 4-day commitment. It's like 8 to 5. And it's all content as well. And it's, anyway, and so, you know, it was, you know, anyway, it was, to me, you know, my main reason I went, because that year, you know, here I've been doing the business, I've been doing this for 40 years now. And whether you just started in the business or you've been doing it for 40 years, occasionally you get burnout. And the end of last year, I was fried. And, you know, I just felt I needed to do something to get me excited about my business. And that's what this did to me. And, you know, but also if I were starting brand new in the business today, I would do this right off the bat. So it doesn't matter what stage you're in, you will benefit from it. But as Larry said in the video, you know, we've probably all been to selling seminars through the years, and you know, it's always close. You know, but if I'm around people like that, frankly, they repel me. I want to, you know, you just start withdrawing. And the whole ninja system, it's a means of attracting business. And, you know, I have to say, whether I've known it or not, I've probably been using much of this system my whole career. And there are people in this room that are doing the same thing. But it's all about building a referral-based business, and where you're working with people who know you, love you, and trust you. You know, it's not internet leads. It's not Zillow leads. These are people that already know you, and they are going to refer you business. And you just have to be top of mind to them. You know, I think we just have a lot of examples of people with their own company that are ninjas and they don't even know it. I think of, you know, Robert Bland. You know, he is a ninja. I mean, it's effortless to him. You know, he has a great sphere of influence. People that only think of Robert. Laura Sweeney, she is a ninja, total ninja. But she hadn't taken the course, but she does it. So anyway, but it's a system, just like anything else. But you're focused on. Well, it's very obviously very goal oriented. You know, has anyone in this room besides me ever had a goal to lose weight? And so what do? Okay, you have a plan. Okay, I'm probably going to have to cut out, you know, cheeseburgers and cake, and I'll have carbs. I'll have to exercise more. I might have to, you know, I'll have to log it in on a daily basis. I'll have to, you know, measure on the scales once a week. You know, it's a system. There's a plan, and if you do all those things, that's the key. You will lose weight. Well, the ninja is the same thing. It's a system. And so, you know, you start off, this is kind of what got me out of burnout, just starting out daily routine. And, you know, the daily routine, they're just like 5 or 6 things you go through every day. First off, you know, it'd be like having Martha Turner in your room, where you start off with some kind of positive reading, where Martha, she reads her daily, you know, good news. And so, you know, put something in your head at the beginning of the day that's going to, you know, that prompts positive feelings. Writing down daily gratitudes, you know, write down 2 things you're grateful for every day. Today, I'm so grateful. This is our second to last meeting. And I'm grateful to be in this room of top producers in Sotheby's. Another thing, you know, it is they have you do affirmations, where you write down, I see myself making X dollars by December 31st, 2009. And then, you know, or a vision board. I have my vision board. I keep it on my phone. If you do a vision board, you know, things that it just where you visualize yourself at the end of the year. It can be, you know, professional, fitness, whatever goals. So another thing that they have you do is you write 10 personal notes every week. Write 10 notes. That can be 2 a day. But the power of a personal note, you know, you get a note. What do you do with it? I mean, I don't ever throw them away. I put them on a bulletin board. And I'll show you something. This is a note that I find that amazing. When my daughter was in first grade, she had a couple of encounters with George Bush. George Bush, former President Bush, he was known for his personal notes. He probably got elected on his personal note. I'm serious. This is a note that he wrote to my daughter. It says, "Dear Bonnie, I loved your letter. It is past 11 p.m., but I want to answer your letter. I will answer it by thanking you for my new pen and by sending you this photo. Love, tons of love. More love than tongue can tell, George Bush." And then he wrote her another one. "Dear Bonnie, thank you for my flag pin. I love it. Thank you for showing me how to fly a kite. Thanks for giving me here something." But anyway, so I mean that is, you know, if a former president of the United States has time to write a personal note, I think we do as well. But so things like, and then notes, and then another thing they have you do is make 50 Ford calls every day. A Ford, you know what a Ford call, F-O-R-D, that's just calling people. You're not calling them to talk about real estate. You're calling them to talk about, a Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So you might open up the call with asking about the family, or how was your vacation this last week? And you kind of, it's a soft opening, and then you kind of might talk about a little bit about real estate, and then you close it with a Ford question, talking about family. Really, Amy, Vicki, you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I'm still on the 10 handwritten notes a week.
Oh, it's nothing. Anyway.
But they don't have to be essays.
No, it's just like a little note card.
A
little card.
I know it's right. It's just so disciplined.
And,
So do they help? Here's what I want to know. I think a bunch of us have been in sales for decades, know all these things. So for me, it's kind of like, I know I should go to the club and work out every day.
Right.
If I had a trainer, I'd have a better chance of going to the club. So what I want to know is, by signing up for something like this, is somebody pulling you in and making you accountable?
Well, they have, well, that's, you take the course, they do offer training, like weekly training. I'm doing it. I talk to them every 2 weeks. I have a trainer I talk to. It's just like you said, like working out, and he holds me accountable.
Accountability, yeah.
It's accountability.
And there is an installation part that comes after the fact, which you receive. I think it's weekly emails with him with new tip from Larry with new tips and new ideas. So it's not just a 3-day crash course and you're one and done. It's a lifestyle. And there's installations after the fact that are part of it that just continue the discipline and the buy-in and the investment.
Right. And you know, for me, you know, one of the hardest things about this business to me is balance, finding a life balance. You know, we all have a personal life. You know, we want, and what it's done for me is that I realize balance is the wrong word. It's more like it's harmony. It's like when you're at a sporting event, or if I'm playing tennis, or I'm at lunch with somebody, you know, you're not necessarily talking about business, but you're building those relationships and you're top of mind. And that's another thing. They want you to have lunch plan 2 lunches a week with someone. Just go to lunch and visit with them.
This sounds like just like poor. It's just like core.
You know, I think I tried the core as well, and I think this is much better. It's more, I think that's more closing oriented.
This sounds less salesy.
That's more salesy.
Yeah.
This is don't sell. You're building relationships.
Because if you talk to somebody who's in the core, you can spot it a mile away.
Yeah.
Like they all, I mean, I know it produces good results, but for me, I can tell the rhetoric is they kind of mold you like in that.
Yes, the core really is more for lenders, I think. I mean, it started on.
Well, this is not just real. This is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's just a way of blending your real estate life with every other aspect of your life. And you know, I think it's much more rewarding than, you know, just hammering away cold calls and things like that. You're working with people that know you.
And what's the pricing?
Well,
Okay, so we're going to get into that in just a second.
But one thing you don't have to fly to Modesto.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a hotel room
We
for
have
4
brought it
days,
to you.
and you don't have to rent a car. So it's
coming
Yeah,
here.
that's really, because it was expensive.
Real quick, Cindy, you had a question, then Jamie?
As everybody knows, I was a big deal on parts. I just sat right here in this meeting listening to run 9 parts.
Perfect.
I do 10 a day.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
doesn't take that
Cindy,
long.
be quiet.
And then Jamie, what was your question? Hold on, guys. Jamie, real quick.
So, after this class, are we gonna have accountability classes, like a Monday morning ninja class every?
Well, there's
second
going to
Monday?
be built-in things to it that are already come through Ninja, but like Cindy was saying a minute ago, I mean, I know when I was selling, everybody needs to have an accountability partner. And we talk about that, we've talked about that for years. So highly encourage everybody to find accountability partners. I know Karen and I did it for years. Inga and I used to do it. Sally and I did it. And so you can build that into whomever else is doing the Ninja installation, because then you're based on the same principles.
So we won't do it as a
We possibly could.
team, okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is an evolving thing, so we'll definitely see if that's something that y'all are wanting to move into.
Also, they got a great YouTube page too. He gets on there, Larry gets on there and just does little 2-minute blurbs, which
Yeah,
he
and
just
that's part
reinforces
of-
his book.
That's part
That's
of
what
what
he
you get on a weekly basis on Mondays. So we've got some other people that have done Ninja or that are ninjas as well, and we're going to continue to hear testimonials from them, but we need to kind of keep moving along. So one thing I just want to direct y'all to is you will continue to get some emails from us, just providing and putting the information in front of you. But at any point in time, if you're wanting to see the big picture and learn about it, you can go to the hub under Agent Tools, and there's now a Ninja tab. And this is the video y'all watched today, but we're going to continue to upload more videos for you to see. And then here are the other videos. And all these different tiles are part of what is kind of like the campaign leading up to it. The information about it, the installation, the facts, the agenda. So please feel free, if you want to dive in and you're wanting to learn more about it now, go to the Ninja page, but otherwise we'll continue to roll this out over the next couple of weeks. If you would like to go ahead and register, then there is an option for you to register.
When is the next one?
It's September 24th through the 27th. Unfortunately, our Amity building was booked. So Chicago Title at Gessner and I-10 has offered to host us. So we will be taking the class there. Your breakfast and lunches will be taken care of, so you won't have any additional expenses with that. And then if you'll scroll down. So the new installation is $695, and that's for the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4-day course. And if you're already a Ninja and you're wanting to reinstall your installation, then it's $450.
What does that mean, reinstall?
So like Blake and Katinka or Walter are already ninjas. And so if you haven't done it in a couple of years and you're just kind of wanting to redo it, then you can do it for the $450.
So once you pay the $695,
Yes.
so is there like dues or there's a
No.
fee? So if you want to repeat installation, it's just for a refresher course for your own.
Correct.
It's not like CE where you have
No,
to keep up.
exactly, exactly. And then part of this, you will receive the installation information so it's really like a lifelong lifestyle deal. And that's all part of you buying into the investment to begin with, and then that's what's rolled out over really however long you want to continue to engage. So we really think this is a great investment in just our business and in our agents and ourselves as well, because we're going to do it. And that's why we heard so many great things about it from our other colleagues at Sotheby's International Realty, that we've made the effort to have them come here and do the installation here, so you don't have to travel and have additional expenses to go do it. Because we have had probably 5-6 agents that have gone to other locations, and then we just didn't want y'all to incur that expense. So any questions, quick questions, because I know we need to continue on with our agenda this morning.
What are the times?
Oh goodness, that's 8. Is it
8:30 to 5.
Is that not on here? Okay, we need to add that. I want to say it's about like 8:30 to 5, 9 to 5.
8:30 to 5.
Ah, there we go. Thank you, sorry. 8:30 to 5:30. Okay,
And this is September.
24th to the 27th.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yes. All right, so now we're going to change hats and move on with our, do you want lights?
So we have two board meetings.
Okay,
Yes. 8:30.
so I really wanted to talk about social media. I think a year ago today, social media was probably one of the weaker parts of the company, and we got a lot of feedback on that. I think now it's really one of our stronger parts. And so I want to go through why I think that. So this is really going to be, so there's two sections.
You turn it on.
There we go. So I'll do number 1 and 2, and then Robin Connor's going to come back up and talk even more specifically about an agent strategy. But when I talk, I want you to be really comfortable what we're doing as a broker, as a company, supporting you in the social media world. But also, as I go through things, think about how you as entrepreneurs and business owners, how you would apply this to your business as well. And then I'm going to touch on some best practices also. So I want to start off super basic. Where do we post? Facebook. We post here. So a year ago, I said this before, we were probably only doing 2 or 3 posts a week. Now we're doing 2 or 3 posts a day on Facebook. This is a huge content source for you guys if you follow us. Super easy to share, super easy to grab all those articles and everything. Twitter, we also are here, as well as LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a much different audience. So if you are active members of multiple platforms, and I'll get into it later, as time goes on, the audiences are changing. And so 2 years ago, you used to post the exact same thing on Instagram and Facebook. We don't really do that anymore, and I'm going to get into that later. And then the fourth major one we do is Instagram. Instagram is now broken into 3 different parts. There's Instagram Stories, Instagram, and now IGTV. IGTV is basically their version of YouTube. So generally speaking, on Instagram, you can only have a 60-second video, and that was a huge limitation, but they wanted to keep that. So their solution was they came up with a whole new product, IGTV, that they're pushing really hard. And so what we're really excited about is because we have so much video content, we're comfortable starting an IGTV channel, and we just started it last week, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more later. It's really, when you start a whole new product like this, you can't just have a couple videos and get excited and then it fades out. So we have something like 20 videos already teed up to go, and that's going to continue on forever. So we're going to have a really solid IGTV. Also, that's our handle. We've talked about this before. All 4 of these are the exact same. You just search for Martha Turner SIR, and it's the same handle. I would recommend having consistent handles for your business as well. So what do we post? So we have a set schedule. This is how we do a minimum of 1 a day. And I think when you're looking at your business and you're going to do social media, you need to come up with some kind of schedule as well. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we've been doing this all year, is a listing. And it's the same listings that are featured, on the top 3 of the Chronicle. So we were able to take that from a print and apply it very quickly to a digital where you can share this as well. What I think we did different here versus other brokers, the first word, it says your name, it says who it's listed by. Almost every other broker has the copy in there, has an address, has other things, and then the agent name is at the bottom. And sometimes if you don't click on it, it actually overruns the copy. And so you don't even see who the agent is unless you're clicking on it. And so that's something we did different. The very first thing you see is who it's listed by. The second thing we've been doing for about a month now is there's no exterior photos. All of our photos on this Live Houston campaign are of the interior. And that's for when you, like on Instagram, if you look in someone's bio and all you see are the exterior of homes, I don't think that gives a good representation of what we do as a company. I think we sell homes more on kitchens and pools and things of that nature as opposed to what the curb appeal is. So that's just something we're doing. I think it's something you can think about as well. The Sold in Thursday, this is really popular. I just talked about it last week. I think everyone is really aware of this. We just posted it again this morning. We had 15 agents again this week. We're averaging between like 13 and 18 agents every single week putting listings into contract within 30 days. This is an awesome conversation piece. When you're at a listing and you can just pull it up on your phone right away and just say, look at our brokerage. This is the people that I'm going to walk into a sales meeting and pitch your listing to. Or if you have a buyer, you say, these are the people that I work with. 18 people just put homes into contract within 30 days. So it's a real boost for you. Every single Thursday, We're going to be doing these MTSIR videos. I'm going to talk about that later. This is really what ties into My Perfect Houston. We talked a lot about, so every month we do 2 new videos on a local business in the community, and that's what's going to be driving this. So that's our community touch, and this is where I'm saying we have already 20 videos, so that's 20 weeks worth of content. We already have at this point, plus we're going to be doing more content there. You can easily share all that. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and Instagram, we post the open houses. So you can obviously share, like, forward, all that stuff. Or if there's an event, we've been really trying hard to get more events involved, and Terry Lemons is taking the lead on this. Another thing we're doing on Facebook is doing a Facebook event. That's where you see if you can select if you're going or interested, because then that, you know, kind of continues it on. So if someone's interested on their page, it now says they're interested in an event, and it's just a way to continue things on. So if you're hosting an event, set it up as a Facebook event, and then as other people going interested, all that stuff. What else do we post? So that's our structured piece. This is our unstructured, and we have 2 levels of it. One is local, and one is company level. So first, the unstructured local, we really have 4 main things we focus on. Obviously, PR articles about agents or listings. So we have a PR firm that pitches both agents and listings all the time. We have 0 control over what the media wants to pick up. So they might like pools this week, not next week, then next week. We have no control over that. But if we ever get any kind of play, we try to post there. Sponsorships and events, I just talked about the Facebook events. Any kind of sponsorship you're doing that we see or that we're involved in as a company, we try to put out there. Interesting local news. We've had so much content lately, we've kind of gotten away from this, but hurricane preparedness, the Van Gogh exhibit, anything that's important, or some kind of festival, the Kite Festival, you know, like those kind of things you can do. National days and holidays, so obviously your Memorial Days, Mother's Days. We did the National Pet Day, we did the National Bring Your Kid to Work Day, so we've been kind of playing with video and those types of things as well. For the company, we look at the daily cheat sheet every single day. If you don't know what that is, send me an email. It's basically you sign up and then you get an email every single morning on different things, and it ranges from listings to themes. It could be, you know, 7 pools from across the country, you know, things like that. Zero does a weekly blog every Saturday. That has a lot of trends. That's really interesting. The auction house has a lot of things going on. A lot of times the auction house is included in the cheat sheet, but you could always do cars, jewelry, art, just something that grabs people's attention. And then, of course, milestones. So our latest was our 2nd quarter. We just posted last week where we did 535 million closed. That alone got 12,000 views. It was shared something like 20-something times. That is a lot of views, which was really impressive. We're actually going to continue on that theme. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, we have more posts that are going out about our 2nd quarter success. So please be on the lookout for that as well.
All of these on Facebook?
Yep.
And like, I was thinking like the cheat sheet. I thought it'd be really cool, you know, to sign up our clients for that so that they get it in their mailbox. Because there's just
You can absolutely do that. So the way you sign up is on the hub. If not, just send me or Andy an email. But all we need is the email address. That's it. We don't need names, anything else. You put an email address in there, and then just the next day. It's only Monday through Friday. They just start sending emails. You can absolutely put a client in there.
Okay, so I just send that email to you.
You can send it to me. Yes, Nancy.
Well, how do you set up on the home?
I'm pretty sure it's under Agent Tools.
What's that?
It's called the Daily Cheat Sheet.
Yeah, it's
under Agent Tools, Daily Cheat Sheet, and then you literally put in an email address and hit submit.
Could
I
we sync that
you
with
know,
our?
I will tell you, I think if you send it to your clients, because not everyone you want to send out. I mean, it's too much.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I would not do that. If it was me, I would not do that. Because then you shut them down.
Right.
But you could forward it to them or share it. The really interesting ones, you know?
And
I mean,
I've
I've been forwarding it, but I was wondering if they wanted to see, have.
Well,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, and I just think if you give them everyone, because I look at them and go, I mean, a lot of them I can do forward, but some of them I delete, yeah.
They have an option to do it.
Yeah, so just know we have so much content, and that's also what I'm trying to get out there, that we have so much content for you guys. Okay, So this is our digital campaign that I wanted you all to see. So these 5 items, I'll let you read them. These are basically all with the Chronicle. So I've talked before that obviously we have the print relationship, but we also have a very significant digital relationship where they do a lot of content production for us. And so I wanted to go through that, and I feel like we've always talked about it in the abstract, so hopefully we can get a much better feeling and understanding after we go through here. So I meet monthly with them, and they give me reports, and this is an actual report. So I talked before, these are driven, this is where the videos land on the My Perfect Houston, and we do 2 videos for a neighborhood every month. So in the beginning of the year, we did Cypress. It was 2 videos. This year we're doing, the first one is what's unique to that area, and then the second one focuses on 2 local businesses that are new, open within 90 days. Because again, what we heard from you guys last year is people like to know what's new and what's happening and what's different. And so this is a way we were able to capture that. And so all of this will be in the minutes, so you'll be able to read all this, but I just wanted to kind of touch on this now. So you can see the impressions. This was just 1 month. We had almost 2.2 million impressions just on here. And the way it's structured is it says Chronicle with Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty, and then the MTSIR is hashtag. So everything we do with them has our name in the top and usually in the body somewhere. So we are getting tons of exposure on all of these listings. In February, we did West University, and you can see, again, over 2 million impressions, 68,000 engagements. That means 68,000 people in 1 month watched 1 or 2 of these videos, which is utterly incredible. You know, they talk about putting the paper out there. I'm a big statistics person. I have no idea who's reading what pages or anything, but this is really cool. And so the reason I wanted to send this to you is if you're going on a listing appointment or you have a buyer that's looking in West U, just print this page out. And just, this is how you can show that you're a market leader as opposed to just hard stats. You know, this is just like another dimension that you can take with you. And so here's Montrose, you know, 85,000 engagements. That's the video is the primary. They also write an article for us that lives on their website, and we get about 1,000 or so people that read these articles every single month. So that is very, very, very high numbers. And I wanted you guys to see and get comfortable. In April was Kingwood, in May was the Heights, and we did Galveston in June. And so I'll keep updating this because I really do think that if you print this out and bring it with you on a presentation, that just really helps you. And so, and then there's highlights, because they give us the highlights. So once you get this, you can read all the highlights for the different areas. So
Can we share those?
yeah, so all of these, so these are the videos I was talking about earlier. The Chronicle puts these out twice a month, every 2 weeks. And this is what we kind of stockpiled to start our IGTV. So that started last week. So this one, the Oaks Dog Ranch, was live last week. The next one that's going to be this Thursday is the New to Cypress. And so these videos are going to be there every Thursday on the Martha Turner, both Facebook and Instagram. So you'll be able to share from there. These videos also go on the My Perfect Houston. So in Cypress, these 2 videos are on the Cypress My Perfect Houston microsite.
Do you find that more people are venturing from Facebook to Instagram?
They are, yes. The question is, are they going from Facebook to Instagram? The answer is yes. The other question should be how many? Facebook is still the large gorilla in the room, even though the rate of growth at Instagram is significantly higher than Facebook from a percentage. It's definitely the younger generation, yes. But Facebook still has massive, massive, massive amounts of users. And so that's why we still put a lot of effort here, because for the same amount of money, we get way more eyeballs here. Like I was saying before, we're starting to change our content structure. So we're starting to do some of the more professional, longer formatted videos and things on Facebook. And I'm going to get into the best of series, which is a little more raw and it has a different feel to it. And that's what's going to Instagram. So as a company, we're trying to change our content for the different audiences. So that's all of this. So another thing we did was the Instagram influencers. And we used this kind of as a plug because I felt like our Instagram wasn't that strong. So we partnered with 5 different influencers. An influencer, in our case, was someone who had around 40,000 followers or more. And then they went on a tour with us. So for example, It's Pan Bell said, "Y'all, I'm so excited to partner with Martha Turner SIR. And then Wine to Wine is, I'm on a downtown Houston tour with Martha Turner SIR. So it's a way for us to put the brand, to your point, in front of, this is only Instagram. So this is a way to put our brand in front of these influencers in a fun, young way, and to try to get them, to just look at it maybe a little different. So there was 266 impressions. That's how many times it showed up, but 223,000 people it reached. So this was like a 10-day campaign, and we've reached 223,000 people, generally the younger generation, generally people who care because these are influencers, and so they watch them, and they each posted 4 different times. So they got to see our name affiliated in their neighborhood with people that they follow and trust. So that was good. I think that this program served its purpose. I think that we're doing so much more other things. So we're not going to continue this influencer anymore, but we did it 3 times. Each time we did better and better. You'll see in the notes, our reach was triple compared to the time we did before, and we had 4 times as many likes. So we quadrupled the likes and engagement. So as we do these programs, we get better and better, but I still think this is one that we're going to retire and we're going to spend our money elsewhere. And I think that's a good takeaway for you. As you try different things, just because you're doing it, don't get stuck on it. If you're not feeling it anymore, a lot of times it's gut, and you can look at numbers and stuff, but if it's not the path you want to take, just end it and do something else. So let this be an example for that as well. Hands of Houston is another thing we do with the Chronicle, and we do this twice a year. We have those big buckets in all the lobbies. That's what this is. They do a lot of the social promotion for us. The reason we do so much social teaming with the Chronicle is they are by far the largest, distributor, or they have the most amount of followers than any other media firm in town. And so we have this exclusive digital relationship with them that's good. This program, if you look strictly at the numbers, just performs on average. Everything else we do is way above average. But when you do a charity piece, and again, this is another takeaway, we're not doing this for the numbers. We're doing this because this is the culture of our company, and this is the kind of people we are. So even if we don't perform well with a good ROI on charity stuff, we're still going to continue to do it because it's important to us. So same thing, when you're looking at your numbers and you're doing things, you have to look at the greater picture. And if you're too hyper-focused on a couple things and you feel like it's not a good representation of who you are, because clients are definitely going to look at your social media. And so I think you have to have a really strong balance. And again, you can read through all here, but our name is associated, everywhere. And then there's an article, a long form article that's put out there as well. Okay, Vesta, this is what I wanted to talk about. This one is an Instagram story only. So, we had a lot of questions about posts and this and that. This one literally was only an Instagram story. And if you're not familiar, you can't share a story. They disappear within 24 hours. You can't really comment on it, and you can't really do anything. So why would we invest incredible amounts of time and energy? Again, it's because we're repositioning the culture of this company, and we want to hit certain targets. So we did 6 series, cookies, coffee, taco, burger, ice cream, brisket, right? And each series, what I liked a lot about it was we had 4 of our own agents be able to talk. And so it was, a story is only 15 seconds long, that's it. So each agent got 4 15-second pieces to go on. And this is what I was talking about. This was recorded with an iPhone, and that was put out through very professional channels, but still, it was done on an iPhone, so it was more raw, and they're walking, which is okay and acceptable now. We also did a long form, which was done on a professional. This is what I was saying before. So the long professional ones, which are like 6 or 7 minutes long, they're going to be on IGTV and also Facebook, but the Instagram story was here. So but this is what we did with the Chronicle, and we put it on the Chronicle's Instagram story as well. Because we're advertising and they're editorial, they had to beg to allow permission for this. And it was a really good thing because our first story outperformed any editorial that they had. And so they were blown away. And then each one got better and better. And so it actually caught the attention of Hearst, who is the Chronicle's parent company that owns papers across the nation. And they're now studying this program to understand why it was so successful. So this was massively, massively good. So we were the first advertiser to use the Chronicle's editorial, realm. And then we were also the first to even outperform them. So there is One other advertiser that came in after us, HEB, because they liked what we did. And this is what got the Chronicle team so giddy. We actually outperformed HEB in every single category on their Instagram story, which is unbelievable. Every one of our stories, we had 2,000 impressions. They had 1,500. We reached 1,800 people on each one. They only reached 1,400. And we had 25 actions for each story. They had 6.
What does that mean?
It's like you can click on it. You know, we had like, you can rank, you know, how much do you love it? And
So
do
a
you like this or
response
this?
from somebody.
It's like a
Makes
response.
sense.
They have click things, yeah. So we had 25 actions per story. They had 6. We quadrupled the amount of engagements and stuff. And so they were blown away. So they are in the background talking a lot about this program. And I think when you talk about technology and firsts, you know, this is what really matters, because this is what is getting in front of people. You know, 1.7 million impressions, you know, because I know a lot of brokers like to talk about the technology and the reach and how much social media and video and all that stuff. But if you print this out and say, well, my company on an Instagram story got to 1.7 million people, you know, that is a really hard stat to argue against. You can read in the highlights here. So the longevity of viewers, they were literally giddy. This was grown men and women giggling about how successful this was. Our retention rate was between 40 and 49%. Usually it goes down to 7. And so that's when you start watching it. After about 7 to 10 seconds of any video, especially a story, it just falls off the plateau. And by the time you're done, only 7% of people who started finish. We were in the 40s, which is off of any chart possible.
Because it was food.
It was
So
food.
why do you think that, why do you think that is?
Well, you know what? I mean, Hearst is really studying this. I think it's because it was fast. It had different people in it. It was really
And the
authentic.
presenter was really relatable.
We had a really good host, Courtney. She did a really good job. There was really good dialogue. So each one, like I said, we had 6 series and there was 4 agents each. That's 24 people. So we had 24 agents that we were able to promote as well, which I think is great. And then also, I mean, so the Chronicle, everyone goes for editorial, and they had a 67% retention rate on after 7 cards. We were at 63%, which is mind-blowing because we're in advertising. And people go there to read editorial. They don't go there for advertising. And we were able to basically match their rate, which is pretty crazy.
What does that mean, cards?
Card is a 15-second,
Oh.
every 15 seconds.
Paul, how does it get driven back to us? Like, how did you see the correlation
So-
between this and coming back to us?
Yeah, so that's hard. It's just like saying, even in print, how can you tell? It's a lot harder. There's some click-through rates that you can see on here. So hundreds of people went to our site and things like that, and our likes increased on our pages, things like that. I'm gonna keep going through. The last one is My Perfect House, and Robin's gonna talk a lot more about it, but just know that this is another thing we do with them, and we have 27 sites there. Also, this is for free. This is the ice cream one. This is on the homepage of the Chronicle. This is extremely expensive. They're doing this for free for us because it was such a successful campaign. They're promoting our stuff for free, which I think is just incredible. Here's another one. And Jennifer, you're famous because your arm got on the front page of the Chronicle. So congratulations. All right, super quick through best practices. Facebook Live, if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. If you're on the fence, you should do it because Facebook is pushing a lot of resources behind Facebook Live. So this is getting a lot of looks. So if you want to try it, try it. If you're not going to do it, consistency. What is a consistent person? 3 times a week. If you want to be a consistent social media person, post 3 times a week. But you're busy. Spend a few hours on content in one day and schedule them out over a week. And when you're going to be out of town on vacation or something like that for 7 days or for 2 weeks, you can spend 7 hours or 6 hours in one day going to different stores or whatever, then schedule them in Facebook. No one will know you're gone. And that's a way you can stay consistent. You know, you have to find that balance. You don't want everyone knowing you're on vacation all the time if you don't want that to be your perception. Ask questions. It's to try to get some engagements. Don't say, do you like this chair or this chair? That's not really going to work, but I'm going on vacation. Do you have a recommendation of a restaurant? Or I've been there 5 times. Is there anything new? Or what flowers work great in a backyard? I mean, those kind of questions get the conversation going, and and it's just another idea. Instagram, if you're doing that, 9 to 15 hashtags per post is what they say. Facebook, 1 to 2. Don't get that confused. If you do a lot of Facebook hashtags, you're considered amateur. If you do no Instagram hashtags, considered amateur. Just so you know, this is what the professionals say. 9 to 15.
Yeah, 9 to 15.
9 to 15 Instagram hashtags per post. They can be fun. We did Billion with a B. We did Crushing It. Have a little excitement.
And how many on Facebook?
Facebook just 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
And then different audiences. I already talked about that. Just really understand your audiences. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Y'all know all that?
Okay, so I know we're going a little long, so I'll talk even faster than normal. Well,
The back lights, yeah. There we go.
okay. All right, I just want to share some information regarding this handout that you might have in your seats or grab from another seat. So I'm gonna read a couple of stats and I'm gonna read them so I don't screw them up. Okay, there are over 216 million Facebook users every month. 166 million use Facebook daily. 1 in every 5 mobile minutes are spent on Facebook or Instagram. People can recall mobile news feeds content after seeing it for just a quarter of a second. 42% of Americans say that Facebook and Instagram is their #1 influencer for purchases. So with all that being said, social media seems to be a very large source of where people are going for their information. And Paul's presentation is kind of just showing you what all we're trying to do to, one, build our presence as a whole and drive traffic back to you. Also allow for you to share from our Facebook pages and Instagrams, or share from that, so that it gives you additional content when you're needing to increase your platform. But we also know that you guys have different audiences, different networks, and so we want to make sure that you're aware of all the sources that you can go to on your own for content, okay? So that's the main part of this handout here, is just when you're looking for content or when you're trying to create a campaign, I just want to make sure that you know where are the things that you can go to and pull that content, so that you're not having to always create the content. So it's kind of like what y'all have heard me say with the PMA. Do I really expect you to use all this? Do I really expect you to go through every page in the PMA? No, but I do want you to know about all of it so that you know your audience, you know your network, you know what maybe is of interest in that moment, that day, and then you can go get it and share it on your social media channels. All right, so if you'll Sotheby's Homes. So this is just kind of like a little checklist, just to make sure. We don't want to assume that you guys know that all these things are out there. So this is kind of just to help you organize your brain, and when you need to, go back and refer to this for content. So if you go to Sotheby's Homes and go to Houston, if you'll scroll down and just click on Browse Our Magazine. At any point in time, you can go to sotheby'shomes.com and go to Houston, and you can grab the most recent Properties Magazine, the most recent market update, or the relocation guide, okay? And then you can share it to your social media platforms. So the Properties Magazine is dropping this week, so this is the first issue, but within about a week or two after it's dropped, then we offer it out for the digital component, okay? So then that way you can just put into your calendar of social media based on, when the hard copies are dropping, then that week you could share the electronic copy or the digital copy. Market update, please, again. Same thing with the market update. So Q2 is already loaded. And so this is just something that you can go in and make it part of your, 30, 60-day campaign, knowing that when another market update is going to drop, that you can go in and use this and share this for your social media channels, or email it to a client, Or say you've had, a buyer that you just met at an open house and they're curious as to how the different areas of town are doing. This is a great source to provide them for that kind of content. So just always trying to think outside the box when you're providing a service to a client. What are all the resources and tools that you have that you can send them, just showing them that you're the expert. And then the relocation guide. Say you met a relocation buyer, had an open house, or you've just been assigned. This is another great source for people to go to and for you to share on your social media channels. And then, and I'm kind of going fast, so if y'all have any questions, just don't hesitate to raise your hand. Yes, Ronald? Yes. You just hit the share button and it'll go.
You probably can't read it right there.
Yeah,
It says
it's
share.
up at the top. Yes. Yes, Frank?
Is it available? Because I'm trying to do it from my phone and I can't find the share function on the phone.
Yes, scroll down maybe at the bottom. It might have not gone to the bottom. What? Good? Okay, so then, will you go to the hub?
Is it on the hub, the magazine?
No, it's on sotheby'shomes.com. That's where, at the top underneath, like where it says Property News Magazine, you'll see where you can find that actual collateral, that marketing material. Buyer's book, yes. Buyer's digital marketing. Yes, market update. That was the second one. Also, this is a great buyer's book, okay? This is a digital version that I also want you to know if, say, you met, open house, you're working with a lot of buyers, that's been a lot of your portfolio this year. Take this buyer's book and you can share it as well with, hey, anybody looking to buy this summer? The fall market plans to be a hot one. Inventory's up 5%. Can I help you with your next purchase? Whatever, come up with a fun, caption, neat headline, so that you can then provide this kind of information and provide a service to your network that's watching your social media channels. Also, what I just want you to be aware of is if you click on buyer lists, in the buyer's book, if y'all haven't looked at it, then go look at it and kind of flip through it and get familiar with it. But there's individual pages that have been broken out into PDFs and downloadable things. So say you do have a buyer and you don't want to share it with them, but you're wanting to actually send him the fact and the FAQ sheet or the questionnaire or whatever it may be, then all those are broken out into here as well for your use. If you're needing to target a specific buyer and you're not just wanting to share the whole thing on your social media. Okay, so these have really come into great play when you're starting, with a new client or a new buyer, as to just kind of informing them and educating them. All right, and then one now Sotheby's Homes any property.
The one with the 2 links you said.
No, ma'am, just Sotheby's Homes. So y'all all understand search engine optimizations. The more traffic you drive to your profile on the internet, the more that profile is going to show up in your search. So if somebody searches Jay, and he's always sharing from HAR and HAR and HAR, then most likely his HAR profile is going to be the one that shows up in the top. If you like your HAR profile, go for it. But if you like your Sotheby's Homes profile or your agent website profile better than your HAR profile, then please share from whichever profile you're wanting to engage in and where you want the traction to go. Does that make sense? So obviously in our perfect world, we think the Sotheby's Homes, either agent profile or the agent website is a better presentation of you. But it's your choice. But I'm just wanting you to understand that as we continue to build on these tools and resources and exposure that come from Sotheby's Homes, if you're still buying into HAR, it doesn't really go any further than that. Okay, but that's your decision to make. On Sotheby's Homes, we just want to make sure you know that for any property, doesn't matter if it's your listing, will you just click on any of them, please, one of them. Whether it's your, and scroll down just a smidgen, whether it's your listing or somebody else's listing. Wait, going too far, I'm not that tall.
I'm sorry, I thought you were doing the web ID.
You can do any function for any listing. So say you want to just talk about, a new listing. If you don't have one, or you've already, exhausted your listings, but, there's a new listing in River Oaks that you're wanting to talk about, or a cute new bungalow in the Heights, go to that listing agent's listing and just share it from right here. And then that way, put a little fun caption or headline with it. Say you're holding open, Vicky's listing this weekend and she's got it listed on Sotheby's Homes as it's open. Then go to her profile page, find the listing that you're holding open for Vicky on Sunday, and then post from that listing, because then it posts with the information that it's open this weekend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just making sure y'all know that you can go to any listing whatsoever and post, okay? Or email it or print it. Yes, sir.
Will Instagram become available down there?
No, I don't think so. So Instagram is obviously owned by Facebook, and they are trying to push those two platforms more and more different. And so Instagram used to be able to share from here. Now, the mindset behind Instagram is they want all native content, which means you don't share. They make it very, very hard to share anything. So Instagram really wants you to take a picture and upload.
Okay.
So they've actually cut off a lot of their shareability.
They want it to originate from you versus other platforms. Okay, so also Sotheby's Realty. I just want to make sure y'all know you can do the same thing if you go to Sotheby's Realty. So say, for example, if I was still selling, and I know a lot of my network's going to 30A, or they're going to Telluride for the summer or whatever, then go to Sotheby's Realty and find those types of listings as well. Now on this one, you do have to scroll all the way down, sort of. And this presentation is changing. You're going to start seeing a lot of new rollouts. But again, hey, is anybody heading to Telluride for the summer? Look at this new listing. Or I pulled up one, but for time we won't worry about it. But it was a 30A listing. Anybody heading to Watercolor Seaside Rosemary wanted to look into real estate? And again, you can share for that. So just trying to use our inventory as a whole, to your advantage. Okay, now Sotheby's Realty, the blog. Okay, awesome. Okay, one more thing. Want to make sure you know about the blog that you can sign up to receive every Saturday morning. So if you just go to Sotheby's Realty and you hit blog, oopsie daisy.
This is where everybody Sotheby's or does.
Sotheby'sRealty.com. And you sign in for the blog right here. Okay, you just subscribe. Do you have the email pulled up? Oh, she's thrown down. Then every Saturday morning, you're going to get an email that looks like this. And if you don't mind scrolling down, you can choose something to post that morning. You can kind of keep this bank of posts because they're not really time sensitive. But then when you're looking for content or you're needing to fill a gap and you haven't put something out there, or you have a campaign that's posting certain types of trends or whatever, then you can refer to this as another source. Like they do lots of trend stories with the 6 outdoor kitchens. They did one about pools before that, one about outdoor fireplaces before that. But you could kind of just build a bank of these emails and then use this material when you need to that you think would be relative to your SOI or to your network. I'm flying through this. Okay, now go to My Perfect Houston. Solly. Okay, so My Perfect Houston is our partnership. I know she's doing great. My Perfect Houston is our partnership with the Chronicle, and so scroll down just a little bit, Suter. So there's all these different microsites, and if you're not familiar with this website, please go play around on it. Get familiar with the idea of what it offers, because one, you can sell it in a listing presentation that your client's listing will also be exposed on our website. That's a partnership with the Chronicle called My Perfect Houston, because these microsites are based around our farming and our listing market share. So most likely your listing is going to fall in one of these tiles. So that's one thing that you could sell to your seller. Also, if you're working with buyers, you're at an open house, they're new, they don't know what area of town they're wanting to move into. You can send them to these microsites, and if you don't mind, Suter, just hitting on one. And like Paul had touched on, there's going to be videos, there's going to be data, and there's also going to be all of our listings that fall under that microsite. So then it gives the client a little bit of intel as to what kind of product and price point they can expect in that microsite. So you can share the whole kit and caboodle if you would like, But if you're trying to target maybe your network or talk about a certain area, you can go into any of these microsites and share it from here as well. You know, hey, for the, yes?
Where do you find that?
myperfecthouston.com. It's its own URL, and it's right here in your little corner right there.
And that's on the Sotheby's.
No, it's myperfecthouston.com.
No.
Just go yourself.
But it falls on the umbrella of Market Turner Sotheby's.
No.
Yes,
So
it is our exclusive partnership with the Houston Chronicle.
with the Houston, okay, so it's not
Yep.
internationally, this is just for Houston.
This is just Houston.
Okay.
So all these microsites are our farms and our territories and our market share that we have. Okay, but this is just a great thing when you're trying to show your expertise in an area, or even, you know, you can even send this to a client that you just met that's like, well, I think we want cypress, but we kind of are thinking about heights, whatever it may be. Either send them the whole kit and caboodle and say, here's your whole world, you know, read about all of Houston, or here are the two things that you mentioned that you might be interested in, and here's some, you know, information on those areas. So just making sure you know these guys, you know, these sources are at your fingertips, so that, again, you know your audience and you can use them when it can leverage your business.
And the videos are really well done.
The videos are really well done. And just, you know, if you're not following us, please do, because we're trying to give y'all content that you can just quickly share from and engage with. HAR, they are, you know, putting out great content, because we always think that our networks like data, and they're putting that out. Sotheby's Auction House, if you're not following them, follow them, as well as Sotheby's International Realty. So those are just some other social media channels, HBJ as well, that just might give you the things that you're needing when you're wanting to fill in some gaps or provide information. Now, one other thing, and before y'all start like throwing tomatoes at me.
That's a lot of information.
I know it. And what, you know, this isn't, y'all know us, this is never one and done. So we'll continue to talk about this when we can. So when we were at the GNE, Sotheby's International Realty rolled out what they consider is the only campaign. And really what it is it's offering you headlines or captions to put with listings or materials that you're trying to post, okay? So on the back of your handout, just for giggles, I created like a 12-week campaign. Yeah, thank you, sir. If you don't mind scrolling up just a little bit. So on these other two pages, you'll see all kinds of headlines. Headlines that you could use with, you know, a property that offers peace and joy, or a property that has beautiful views, or a property that'll help you achieve your goals, for entertaining, unique styles. It gives you a bunch of different headlines when you're just trying to be clever about your listing, but you just, you know, you're not feeling it in the moment, then maybe these headlines could kind of help you. So I created just like a 12-week campaign of headlines that I picked, along with what you could do, what the action you would do with it. So say you posted in your caption, you know, for your private parties, and then you found a listing that had an incredible, you know, entertaining space. And then your next Monday would be for your attention to detail, and you posted the market report, you know, the most recent market report. And then, or for your modern classic, and then that next Monday you're posting a listing that goes with your headline. For your ideal surroundings, and you're posting the link to My Perfect Houston. Y'all get my drift? Just trying to help y'all think of content that you could put with the headlines, or how you could use the headlines with the content that's kind of at your fingertips.
When you say post, you mean on
Social media.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. You know, just because I know sometimes I'm not so clever with the captions and the
And then like
headlines.
for pictures in between,
You know, they're on. It's the way to go.
So maybe these headlines will just kind of help y'all with your headlines and your captions and your copy when you're trying to have your online presence. Okay, I went through that like 90 to nothing. It's 10:25. I'm very sorry we went long today, but Ross, do you have anything else you want to say?
Nothing else.
And this is my last sales meeting here because I'll be on vacation next week. So, wow, can't believe it's almost over.
And
I'm
y'all
gonna let
only
Boss
have a
finish
real
up.
treat next week, so you will not want to miss the last sales meeting in this office. So be sure you come. Y'all have a great week. We will see you next Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.